Welcome to the Casella 2022 Sonar World Championships on beautiful Lake Sunapee. The championships are being presented by the Lake Sunapee Cruising Fleet and hosted by the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club. 22 Sonar skippers from across North America will be competing in up to 12 races between Thursday, June 16th and Sunday, June 19th. We invite you to come out on the lake and watch this exciting and colorful event. The MV Mount Sunapee 2, operated by Sunapee Cruises, is the official spectator boat for the World Championships. It is scheduled to leave Sunapee Harbor each day at 9:30 a.m. and return to the dock at 12:30 p.m. Daily tickets are only $15 and can be purchased at sunapeecruises.com or at the dock. Here we are on race number 1 on Thursday, June 16th. We have 22 boats hitting the starting line here at the north end of Lake Sunapee. The wind today is approximately 13 knots out of the southeast, and the course length is approximately 3.5 miles. Ideally at the start you want to be the boat on the starboard tack by the committee boat. You're in control of the race there, you have free air, and you can tack away as that boat did on the bottom of the screen. Other boats are looking for which side of the lake the wind might be just a little bit more favorable before they make their first tack. Here the boats are headed south on Lake Sunapee. You can see Mount Sunapee ski area in the background there. We have USA 564 and Ping beating on starboard tacks up to the windward mark. Here we have Nefarious taking charge of the race on the first upwind leg, headed towards mark number 1. Nefarious, the inside boat, is closing in on the first upwind mark. Nefarious hits the first mark in first place. Sonar 619 is in second place. You'll see Ping coming into the picture and Rafiki, followed by USA 654. There's an offset on this mark, so there's actually 2 windward marks. They have to go around both marks, and then they'll start heading north downwind. You can see the wind coming straight down the lake, and they'll put up their spinnakers as they round this first mark and head back to the starting line, where they'll round that and then head back up to this windward mark and then back downwind with spinnakers to finish. Spinnakers are being set. And it's an ideal day for racing today. There's a good steady wind on the lake at 13 knots. And it should be fairly steady with not a lot of shifting. As you can see, the wind's coming all the way from way down the southern end of the lake, and the shoreline mountains aren't really affecting the wind. This weekend the wind's supposed to blow out of the northwest, which will change the whole dynamics of the course. Here's Nefarious out in the lead, heading downwind. Beautiful shot with all the spinnakers fully inflated, and again with Mount Sunapee ski area looming in the background. Here we are headed upwind on the third leg of the race to mark number 3. And Nefarious continues to stay out in front. Here we have kind of an interesting aerial shot of the boats, lead boats, rounding mark number 3 on the third leg of the first race. And there you can see Nefarious has quite a margin over the rest of the fleet at this point. So he's reaching across to the second windward mark there, the offset. And coming into the picture, here comes Ping. followed by Sonar 619 and Rafiki coming into your picture. And just as they're hitting the first mark, Nefarious is going to launch the spinnaker and head downwind to the finish line. And here's Nefarious crossing the finish line, winning the first race of the Casella 2022 Sonar World Championships. He even had his spinnaker down a little bit before the finish line. That's when you know you've sailed a pretty good race. And here's our second, third, and fourth boats having a very close finish, with US 619 edging out Ping and Rafiki finishing fourth. And here's the rest of the field coming down the lake to the finish line, again with the beautiful views of the mountains in the background. And stay with us, we'll have second race action after these words.
You're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Now you're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. Whether you smoke or not, radon can cause lung cancer. Protect your family. Have your home tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Radon problems can be fixed.
We invite you to come out on the lake and watch this exciting and colorful event. The MV Mount Sunapee 2, operated by Sunapee Cruises, is the official spectator boat for the World Championships. It is scheduled to leave Sunapee Harbor each day at 9:30 a.m. and return to the dock at 12:30 p.m. Daily tickets are only $15 and can be purchased at sunapeecruises.com or at the dock.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed.
For the stock market.
Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you.
Great question.
Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Here we are with the start of race number 2 on Thursday, June 16th at the Casella 2022 Sonar World Championships. We're off to a clean start for the second race today. We have 22 boats racing. And it looks like the wind has picked up as they head south down the lake towards the first mark. It looks like USA 654 is going to round the mark first, followed by Rafiki and Resonance. As you can see over at the first mark, you're going to see some pretty good jockeying for position as they approach that first mark at the windward end of the course. Boats coming in on a port tack have to give way to the boats coming across on a starboard tack, and it gets a little congested at that first mark. Right here. Spinnakers popping, and it's a beautiful view with the spinnakers as the boats head down the lake. Someone told me that watching the spinnakers pop is like watching a flower open. The leaders are approaching the gate mark, where they'll have to drop their spinnakers and head back upwind to the third mark. And through the gate mark, you can go between the marks, but you can go either to the right or to the left. So two boats are choosing to go one way and one boat going the other. And it gets a little tricky when you round this mark and you're sailing back upwind and you've got a whole bunch of other boats coming downwind with their spinnakers still flying. You have to be paying very careful attention to where you're headed up the lake. The leaders are now approaching the third mark. Rafiki still out in the lead, and Resonance has dropped to fourth place, rounding this mark. Resonance is skippered by Brian Doyle of the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club and Lake Sunapee Cruising Fleet. Fox has moved into third place. US 654 still in second, and Resonance coming around the mark in fourth. Rafiki, with a commanding lead, headed to the finish line, wins by quite a margin. And US 554 puts on a surge at the finish line to nip Resonance for second place, Resonance finishing third, Fox finishing fourth. So this is the first of 4 races today, and after the first 2 races, unofficially, we have Rafiki in first place with 5 points and Nefarious in a close second with 6 points. We'll be back tomorrow with more racing. We'd like to thank all the local businesses who have supported our race. Almost 40 businesses and individuals in our community have helped bring this exciting racing to Lake Sunapee. And you'll see some of the sponsor banners wrapped around the spectator boat, which will be out every day watching the racing. And if you want to come out and watch the action, you can either purchase a ticket online at sunapeecruises.com or buy a ticket at the dock for $15, and you can head out at 9:30 in the morning and the boat will be back in at 12:30 to catch all the action.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded.
So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation across the country. Without the blood they need, hospitals may be forced to make tough decisions about patient care. Donors are needed now to ensure blood is available for everyone who needs it when they need it. The good news is, you can help. Make an appointment to give now. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Patients are counting on you.